Hey guys, Magnus Robert here. So, a lot of you people wanted to see the wheel done for Telltale. I had some people say the comics, possibly. The the only issue is I want to make sure I know the series, like I've rewatched the series or reread the series recently. The comic I haven't read in a while, so I think I probably should reread the comic. Now, today we're going to be in Telltale's The Walking Dead, the rewrite, the wheel rewrite for Telltale's The Walking Dead, but I've only done season 1 and 2 and 400 days so far, only because I've only recently played those two seasons, and 3 and 4 I don't feel as confident with in terms of just like knowing the story and how everything works and the characters, etc., etc. So, I mean, I have played them multiple times in the past, but it's just been a few years. I think the last time I played season 4 was probably like a year after it first came out, so yeah, it's been quite a while, is all I'm trying to say, and I like to just have a full fresh mind. I'll probably be alright, but I just like to really know. Plus, I think season 3 and 4 makes things a bit confusing and a bit difficult to do, so we could in the future redo season 1 and 2, or redo all the seasons, or potentially we could just continue with season 3 and 4, maybe even Michonne, but the Michonne game is completely separate, so there's probably not much point doing the Michonne game. We can just do 3 and 4 in a separate video, but I think as well, like, this is going to take me a while, and doing 3 and 4 on top of that was probably going to mean an extra long video, so I just wanted to do something quick. Apologise for not uploading very much this week. I am particularly busy, so I do have to do these long form videos. I don't have any edited content really coming out probably in the next couple of weeks, just because I am going to be very busy, so I do apologise for that, but I do have other commitments. I try my best though. I do have a video in the works though, another lore type video that's currently getting edited. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's stop talking about me. So I made this nice little list here for things that we have to do. So first off, we have to add Lee and Clem. So we obviously have our wheel here. So we had Lee, we had Clem. So that's what we first do. Now, when we have a new character, we put them in the currently alive tier, which is right here, of course. Sorry, my mic is tipping. That should be fixed now. And then after that, we have to flip a coin to see if we leave at night or if we leave at day. So heads, we leave at, I think it says there. So tails, what does it say? Oh. Well, heads or tails. Should we flip again? Because I didn't even call it. So I'm going to say heads we leave at night. Tails we leave at day. Heads we leave at night. So we leave at night. Okay. So we leave at night. So if night, you add Andre, Shawn, and Chet. And now you spin to see who is bitten and killed. So we have to add Andre, Shawn, and Chet. And now we have to spin to see who is the one who's bitten. And yes, it can be and it can be Lee, just to completely ruin the game from the get-go, which I think is kind of funny. Ooh, oh, it's who it was in the beginning anyway, so that's kind of crazy. So Chet, unfortunately, was bitten, and that means that he's dead. So he's our first death of the playthrough, which is unfortunate. Sorry, I'm quite close to the mic there. I probably peaked it. Now, does Andre/Chet stick around? Heads, yes. Tails, no. So heads, they stick around. Tails, they don't. Heads, they do. Awesome. So well, there is no Chet, but Andre is joining our group along with Shawn, technically too. So awesome. So now we get to add Kenny, Katjaa, and Duck to our little tier. So we'll make sure to add those 3 guys to the currently alive. Now, what do we have next? So we've added them. Who is on the tractor? So basically, who's fixing the fence? So we have to spin for 2 people. So this first one is going to be for who is Shawn. Oh wait, no, I don't think that's how it goes. Wait, Kenny. Oh, then I flip a coin. Heads is Shawn, yeah, and they die. Tails is Duck. So we've got Kenny and who's the other person who's going to be fixing the fence with the tractor? It's going to be Kenny and Katjaa. Okay. So either Kenny or Katjaa now is going to die. So we have to determine which one it is. So let me just quickly check what my rules are here. And I will post this rule list in the description. So flip a coin. Heads is Shawn, so they die. Tails is Duck. So I guess we'll do it for the first person who got picked. So that's Kenny. So heads, Kenny is Shawn. Or tails, he is Duck. So heads, he's Shawn. Tails, he's Duck. He's Shawn. So already we have lost Kenny. Kenny gets the Shawn death. Now I'm also going to allow Shawn to stay with the group. I don't know if I put a thing. Then flip a coin. Heads of Shawn. Yeah. I'm gonna let Shawn stick with the group just because we have lost Kenny. And in terms of like a narrative reason for why this happens, I think Shawn says to his dad, like, listen, I'm just going to make sure these people get to safety first and then I can come back to the farm. I just want to make sure, I feel bad, right? Because, they've lost their father now, bloody blah, right? And I think Lee doesn't want to stay on the farm because Herschel, freaks out. I think Herschel's probably unreasonable and says, like, it's your fault, bloody blah, blah. So Shawn basically just abandons his family for a little bit just to make sure these guys are safe because they obviously want to get to Macon, right, or Savannah. Where is it? Where they want to go to? They want to get a boat or some shit. So he's like, I'm just gonna help them get to the coast. Then I'll come back, Dad. Okay. And Herschel's not happy about it, but he agrees, and obviously he's happy. But Herschel's like somewhat happy because Andre is also joining them too. So the people now leaving the farm. We have Shawn, Andre, Lee, Clem, Katjaa, and Duck, but no Kenny, sadly. So this is an interesting rewrite already, is it not? But it's not too crazy. Okay. So next we have to add Glenn, Lilly. So we've got Glenn, Lilly. Is it 2 L's? I forget. Glenn, Lilly. What's his name? Larry. That's his name. Doug and Carley. Right. Is it Carley or Carley? I don't remember. Is there an E in Carley? I think there is. Okay. It doesn't really matter anyway if I spell it wrong. Who cares? Oh, fuck. Oh, God. What have I done there? Ignore that. So, yeah, we had Lilly, Larry, Glenn, Doug, Carley. Right, so they're all now currently alive. Now, next, what do we have? So, we have the... Okay, so next, obviously, we have everything that happens in the normal playthrough, but we have to spin for who is Doug and who is Carley. So let's spin. Who is Doug, who is Carley? Oh my god, no. So we've got Clementine as one. And the other person who's going to be is Katjaa. Okay, it's Katjaa. Oh, this is interesting. So both Katjaa and Clementine. Now, like I said, Tails is saved, Heads is killed, and we save Doug. So whoever is our Doug. So the Doug was Clementine is currently Doug, and Katjaa is Carley. Now in this thing we always save Doug. So Tails is saved. So let's hope this is a Tails. If it's a Heads, Clem dies. It's Tails. So in this playthrough, Katjaa is in fact, she gets the Doug/Carley death in episode 1, and Clem goes on to survive. Obviously, Lee picks Clementine over Katjaa, so Katjaa is left to be killed. That's brutal. Duck is made an orphan in episode 1 already. Crazy. Okay, and then finally we have flip a coin if Glenn leaves or not. Heads he does, tails he stays. So heads he leaves, tails he stays. So he stays. Oh, shit. Okay. So, yeah, we don't lose Glenn. We keep Glenn as well. Awesome. This is looking good. Now, I know that ruins the comic, but it also ruins the comic that Shawn's here. Now, obviously, we are going to be staying at the motel. I think probably as a narrative standpoint, why does Shawn not go back? Because obviously they want to get a boat, right? That's the ultimate plan. But they do stay at the motor inn because they think things might improve. I think as well, like Shawn's like, our farm's probably going to be fine. My dad's got his entire family. He's got Otis. He's got Patricia helping out. Blah, blah, blah. So that's why I think narratively Shawn stays. He wants to look at... And now, obviously, they've lost Katjaa as well. He feels extra guilty. And maybe he has like a little bit of a bond with Duck. And, yeah. He wants to get back to his, siblings and his father at the farm, obviously, but he also just feels a commitment to looking after this family, right? So that's why he sort of stays. And it's a bit difficult, and because obviously his father doesn't want them on the farm. And yeah, so next we add Mark to the thing. Obviously, like Lee is doing the exact same things obviously, like, so Lee and Clementine, they're pretty much got the same dynamic. We just have this extra one with, of course, Shawn. Andre's there in the background, but Andre, I don't know what the fuck Andre's doing, really. He's just chilling. Glenn somehow joined us as well. We've got 2 extra characters here, which will complicate things in the future, which is kind of interesting. So we have to add Mark, and then we're also going to add Travis, David, and Ben, okay? And I'm just going to shuffle as well. So we've added those guys too. So next up, we have to spin the wheel for who is in the bear trap. And then we are also going to... So who's in the bear trap? And I'm just going to go... I know, obviously, you can abandon the guy in the bear trap. You can abandon David in the bear trap. So Mark is actually in the bear trap this time. Okay. So I'm going to remove Mark. And then who just randomly gets killed by zombies, aka Travis's death. Now I know, again, Travis can get shot instead by Mark when he goes to grab the gun, but we're not doing that. So Larry actually gets killed by walkers. So Mark is in the bear trap. We have to add these guys all to our currently alive list. So obviously Mark was in the bear trap, but he, of course, eventually will die in episode 2, don't worry. But the person who's killed by walkers is Larry. So Larry's like, freaks out when the walkers come close. Obviously, after they recover Mark from the bear trap, they chop his leg off. Larry's like maybe defending them, and maybe actually he has like a little bit of a heart attack, right? Or like he panics a bit and he kind of goes down, clutching his chest. He's devoured by walkers, and everyone has to someone has to drag Lilly away. Like, we can't save him. He's gone. So that's how Larry dies. And then later on, Mark, of course, is being treated by Katjaa, and he, of course, turns into a walker. So we'll spin the wheel for who kills the zombified bear trap. So who's the one who kills Mark? I mean, this doesn't really matter too much, but it's just an extra little bonus thing to have. It would have been nice if it was Lee. But it's David. And maybe actually David's like, yo, because he's the teacher, right? He's Ben and Travis's teacher, who've now obviously also joined the group. He's like, yeah, I killed him because we're all infected, blah, blah, blah. And he gives that little speech. So that could be kind of interesting. So now our group is like huge. Our group is really big. But we obviously have who kills Jocelyn. So this crazy Jocelyn lady in the woods. Who's going to be the one who kills her? And I'm just going to add an extra thing here, which I will delete. We'll add Andrew St. John. And I'm only adding that. Wait, no, it's not Andrew, is it, in the thing? It's not Andrew who does it. It's Danny St. John. I'm adding Danny just in case. Now, I will remove him from the list. But who's the one who kills Jocelyn? It might just be Danny St. John, who obviously is a determined person of who it can be in the actual episode. But in fact, it's going to be Doug. Interesting. So Doug is the one who kills Jocelyn. So he shoots her in the head. Nice little thing for Doug to do. So obviously we have the cannibals. They're all eating stuff. We have to decide who gets the Mark death. So who gets shot by bandits and then eventually off screen has their legs eaten by the cannibal family. So he gets shot with arrows by bandits and then eaten by the cannibals. Oh, so close to Lee. It's David. So we already lose the teacher. We lose David. So, yeah, eventually he'll be crawling down the stairs saying, don't eat the meat. But for now, he's obviously at the farm. He's in the bathroom. Lee will eventually find him, of course. Then, after that, he comes down the stairs, warns people, right? And then eventually he will die in turn. But, of course, a bunch of people are put in the meat locker. But who... I sneezed. Who... has some sort of medical complication and goes down, and then everyone thinks, I guess, Lee? Well, I don't know. Whoever thinks we should kill this person. No, not Doug. So, Doug has, I guess, a heart attack, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Doug has, like, diabetes or something and he never told us. Or I don't know. Doug has something. He has some sort of heart attack. Or maybe he cuts himself or something and he's bleeding quite heavily. They're like, they're like, that's a femoral artery. He's going to bleed out any minute and then he's going to turn. Or something happens like that. And I guess we could decide who kills Doug. Who's the person to decide to use the salt lick to kill Doug. Salt lick, I should say. It's Duck. So Duck grabs the salt lick and he's like, we've got to kill him. Lee, I'm your superhero. I'm your Robin to your Batman. And he kills, what's his name? Fucking Doug. Jesus. Damn. So Doug is dead. He got the Larry death. And then, just for funsies, who kills Danny St. John? Who kills Brenda? I know Brenda gets killed by the zombie mark, but... Oh, okay, that's interesting. So Clementine kills Danny St. John. Where is he? Clementine's the one to kill. That's Clementine's first kill. She kills Danny St. John. And also, someone better be in the comments writing this story up, because I'd like to see that. I've decided not to write it, because I just felt like that slowed the video down last time, so I've not written the what happens, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll find that. And then who kills Brenda? It's Glenn. Glenn kills Brenda. Interesting. And then finally, who kills Andrew St. John? Andy St. John. It's Glenn again. Damn, Glenn is stepping up as a character. Lee has done fuck all. Lee's just standing there as Clementine and Glenn are taking out the St. John's. That's interesting. Now, obviously, at the end they take the stuff of food, but that decision doesn't matter anyway. So who cares? I'm not going to spin for that. So next we have episode 3. So we have all these bandits. We have Jake, Linda, Gary, and what was the last one called? Drew. I know that these guys, these two are like determined, Gary and Drew, because obviously one of them can manage to get over the fence in time. But I thought it'd be kind of funny just to see who kills these 4 bandits as they escape, of course. So let's see who kills the bandits. So the first bandit, which is Jake, is killed by Glenn again. What the fuck, man? Glenn's on a rampage. Glenn is a main character now. So killed by Glenn. Next one. Wait. Why are you here, Kenny? I forgot to remove Kenny. Wait, I forgot to remove Katjaa as well. What have I done? Oh, this has not been fair. This has already been a disaster, hasn't it? Who's alive currently? Wait, I need to look. Okay. Ugh. Ignore me. I fucked up badly, a little bit, but it's not too bad. So let me just check. We've got Lee, Clementine, yeah, Shawn's there, Andre's there, Glenn's there, Lily's there, yeah. Carley's there, yeah, and Ben and Travis are there. Okay, it's fine. Crisis averted. Anyway, we need to decide again who kills. Killed the first bandit, so who kills Linda, this bandit here? Okay, is Lee finally gonna have something to do? Nope, it's Ben. So Ben gets his first kill. He kills Linda the bandit. So next we have Gary, who is the one who kills Gary the bandit. It's Ben again. Interesting. Ben's really stepping up too. Glenn and Ben, what a dream team. And then finally, will Lee have anything to do in this playthrough? Who will kill Drew, the final bandit? It's Clementine. Clementine has already got her second kill, and Lee's only kill is the senator who was fucking his wife. It's insane, okay? That's what's going down here, guys. Clementine and Duck have got more kills than Lee. Yikes. So that's what's going down first. They kill all those bandits, and then spin for who's bitten and now is slowly dying. So who basically gets the duck death? Who gets duckified? No. I feared it would be Clem. I feared. So Clem, unfortunately, will not be making it out of this episode alive. She is slowly dying the way Duck did in the original version. This is already really sad. So, yikes. So sad. Anyway, moving on. Who is going to get the Doug/Carley death? And who did it, therefore? Okay, yeah. So we need to spin for... Obviously, this one isn't determined. There isn't 2 people. It's just Doug or Carley, whichever one survived. Now, I could just do it. Who was our Clementine was our, like, survival person there, technically. But Clem's dead anyway, dying anyway. But it wouldn't matter anyway, because I was going to spin separately for it. So Who gets the Doug and Carley death / Carley death? It's going to be someone random. Basically, this person as well was accused. So Lilly was the person who was accused of stealing stuff from the, giving stuff to the bandits. So she is in fact shot in the head. But by who? Who is the person who shoots Lilly in the head? This is the complete reversal. Ben accuses Lilly and shoots her in the head. Maybe Ben's like scared. He's not like tough. He's like, she's the one who did it. Because in fact, wait, should I decide who is the one who did it and who actually was the one giving stuff to the bandits? That makes no sense. Yeah, actually no. Wait, no, it can, because Shawn's like a fairly likable guy. So I think actually maybe he was like, he thought it'd be better if he just like gives stuff to the bandits to try and hopefully get them off his back, right? Off the group's back. And he sort of sees that as like a necessary kind of payment. Like, it's not a great thing, but it's better just to give them some medical supplies, etc., etc. So I don't know. I think that can work in the long scheme. And then Ben is like pretty scared because obviously in the canon version he thought there was like one of his friends was being kept captive by the bandits. But maybe he just, him and Travis, I don't know what happens. Like, he's just scared, so he kind of confronts Lilly about it and ends up shooting her in the head. And then because of that, of course, Ben is left behind, or slashes. I think probably left behind is probably better. He's ditched out of the group. So yeah, we ditch Ben for his murder of Lilly, and then eventually we find the train, and of course we meet Chuck. So we get to add Chuck to our list. Awesome. So this is our group so far. It's kind of interesting. We've got Lee, who is currently like very distressed because Clementine, of course, is slowly dying. We have Shawn, who I guess it probably is kind of like the leader of the group, and maybe Andre is like his right-hand man. And I think Shawn is like keeping care of Doug. Like, Shawn is caring for Doug. He feels the responsibility of looking after Doug because of obviously Doug's parents both dying. Glenn, I guess actually probably Glenn is his right hand now. Andre is just a background character. He's doing fuck all. But Carley's there too. Maybe Carley and Duck are a thing in this version. Or maybe it is Lee and Carley. Maybe Carley's like looking after Lee and being like, yeah, it's okay, don't worry. You did the best you could. And Lee's like, no, Clementine, no. And then Travis is still kicking around too. He's just there, I guess. We've also got Chuck. And Ben, of course, was abandoned. But he's still out there somewhere. So next up we have we've added Chuck. So we spin for Katjaa's death. Now obviously this makes sense to be Lee, who shoots themselves in the head because of being like so devastated about Clementine's death. Oh my god, it's Carley. So I guess Carley, being the nice lady she is, and kind of being with Lee in the past sort of things. After seeing Clementine dying, maybe she was hopeful that it wouldn't affect a child in the same way, or maybe a child's immune system. After seeing Clementine dying, it's just too much for Carley, and she shoots herself in the head. And of course, after that, Clementine slowly dies. So who puts down the bitten, dying Clementine? Who's the character who does it for Lee? Oh shit. It's not Lee, it's actually Glenn. So Glenn, I think, actually, in a way, has kind of become, crazily enough, like he's become the Kenny, really. Shawn kind of too, like both of them are sharing the Kenny role. But of course, that means that Clementine is now dead. That's brutal. Okay. So now we have to add Krista and Omid. So we add Krista, Omid, and we'll shuffle a little bit as well. Okay. So we had Krista and Omid. So now, we got to spin for who has a leg injury. So who gets that leg injured quite badly by jumping off a train? Just nothing changed. That's fine. Nothing changed in the story. It was Omid. All right. Anyway, moving on. Who gets? We're into episode 4 now. So who gets the Chuck death? Who saves. No, not the goat, Glenn. So Glenn, the man, the fucking myth and legend he was, he sacrifices himself to save, I guess to save Duck, right? And everyone else. And he eventually is found in the sewer by, I'm going to say Lee. Lee finds him in the sewer eventually, and it turns out Glenn was bitten, and he shot himself in the head. So he self-sacrificed to save Duck and the rest of them. What a champion Glenn was in this rewrite. I think he was a solid character. He fucking transformed. He got like lots of kills on his. He got lots of kills under his belt. So we're gonna add Molly, Vernon, and Bree, of course, as well. Now, I'm just quite sad about goddamn Glenn. Also, Clementine's dead. But that's kind of funny. Although I love Clementine. Okay, don't shoot me. So anyway, we go into Crawford and all that. So someone eventually gets the Bree death. So who gets killed by zombies? The Bree death. No, not Shawn. Not my boy Shawn. No. No. So Shawn, a bunch of zombies whilst they're in Crawford after they've got all the goodies, of course. Shawn's sort of standing there, and the walkers crash in and they begin to eat him, sadly. So we of course lose poor old Shawn there. Fucking tragic. Lee is in tears. Lee is like, no, not Shawn. Duck is really sad. I guess Duck came along too. I guess Andre as he's stepping up Travis. I don't know. Maybe these guys will get more to do soon. Chuck's still around as well as Chris Mead. I guess Mead stayed behind though because he had the leg injury. And obviously you have Molly, Vernon, and Bree as well. And then moving forward, we have the Bree death. So we have to spin for another death. Now this is for Molly's death. Now I know technically Molly doesn't die, but Molly just sort of disappears and never shows up again anyway. And I only want to use the disappear tab for characters who like will come back eventually. So I'm just gonna, unless like it's quite clear the character is like safe and fine. For example, like Javier at the end of season 3, like probably alive. For characters where it's like ambiguous, and obviously there is a version in the game where as Clementine, if Clementine comes with you, or no, not if Clementine doesn't come with you, and if you shoot Molly by accident or on purpose when like shooting the zombies in Crawford, she gets shot obviously in the shoulder and then she kind of like stumbles and then you lose her in the herd. Now it's quite clear it's ambiguous, so she probably could have survived that, but I just think it'd be interesting just to add like another death basically. So we're gonna spin for another death. Molly's death. I know she probably didn't die, but whatever. Go. It's just Andre who did fuck all this entire thing. So Andre unfortunately died, and then now I forgot to include this actually. So Andre dies during the escape in Crawford as well. Losing both Shawn and Andre is actually pretty tragic. Like both characters from episode 1. That is pretty fucking sad. Poor Lee, man. Wait, this is episode 4, isn't it? Wait, this was all episode 3. I've messed up here. This was all episode 3, and this is episode 4. We literally lost all the characters from episode 1. That's insane. Literally, all of them are dead. And moving forward, we of course have... I'll decide later actually, but I'll do it now. So flip a coin. Will Molly stay with us? So heads, she stays. Tails, she leaves. Heads, she stays. Heads, she stays. So we got to add Molly permanently to our list as well. So next up, anyway, we have the Ben's death. I will actually add that. If Molly alive, spin for the flip coin. Flip coin for if she stays. Heads, she stays. Tails, she don't. That's what I said, right? Yeah. Anyway, moving forward, we have spin for Ben's death, and I decide if we let them drop. So this is like one thing where I determine if it makes sense. So considering Lee is still alive, I'm going to say we are playing as Lee. Lee is the main character still, although he's had very little to do in this entire playthrough. But who is the character who's about to fall? It's Molly. Now, I don't think it makes sense for Lee to kill her. So I think Lee saves her. Okay, he picks her up and he lets her save. So we don't need to do anything with that. I think Lee keeps her alive, and obviously Molly is going to be staying too. So next we have who is kidnapped by the stranger. Now it's going to make sense if it was Duck, but I guess Travis makes sense. How old is Travis meant to be? Like 16, 17? Okay. Travis is kidnapped by the stranger. Now we can remove both Bree and Vernon. Now obviously, eventually, Vernon is revealed to have died in 400 days. But this is quite interesting now. Bree is alive. I might do something separate. So he obviously dies off screen in 400 days. Not really much you can do to change that. But let's flip a coin. Does Bree join the 400 days characters? Heads, she does. Tails, she just dies off screen like Vernon. Heads, she joins. Tails off screen. Heads, she joins. Okay. So now Bree will be joining the 400 days characters. So I'll just put her on the disappears for a bit for now. But Vernon, of course, spoiler alert, dies off screen. He's revealed to have died. So we'll put him there. Okay. So Travis was kidnapped by the stranger. And then who is the character who is bitten? After, like, you know, wanting to go save Clementine. It's Chuck. Not Clementine. Fucking Travis. So Chuck goes looking for Travis and is bitten on the wrist. And Chuck eventually will get the big death at the end of episode 5. He's going to be the even though he's barely a character who's done anything. This is dreadful. We've ruined season 1 of this amazing game. But that's okay. That's the fun of it. So, yeah, Chuck is sadly gonna die at the end. Okay. Spin for Ben's death again. This time they die though. Okay. So, if we have to spin for Ben's death. So obviously, whilst escaping from the house, who gets Ben's death? It can't be Ben, because he's not here. I forgot about that. Who gets Ben's death? I've already messed up again. Who gets Ben's death? It can't be Chuck either, because he's already been bitten. Wait, actually, no. No. Okay. Chuck does die. He dies the same death. Right? He gets impaled like Ben does. But now we're going to have another character get bitten. It's all that's going to happen. So yeah, Chuck does get the Ben death, but who self-sacrifices to put Chuck down at the end? Who is the character who decides to stay to put Chuck down? Ooh, it's Molly. So Molly gets the fake out death, and she will appear again in season 2. That's the Kenny fake out death, by the way, just to make you aware if you're unfair. And now again we have to decide who is the character who gets bitten. Now it can't be Travis because he was the one who was kidnapped, and everyone's currently trying to save Travis. So who is the character who got bitten? Again, it's Lee. Okay, so we just have the canon ending here. And we have to add Travis back to the list. So, Lee is just getting his normal death, basically. His normal canon death. Crazy. And then who kills the stranger? Who is the character who kills the stranger? It's Krista. So I guess Krista goes to save Travis with Lee. And she is the one who ends up killing, she ends up killing the stranger. Now, Omid probably stayed along with Duck. Omid stayed to look after Duck. So, that means, and then eventually, obviously, Lee does die. So, who is the person who takes out Lee? I guess it only makes sense if it is Krista or Duck. Krista or Travis. But it's Krista anyway. So Krista is the one who puts down Lee. Lee's like, you have to shoot me, Krista. And she's like, yeah, alright, whatever, sure. He kills Lee. So our final group is kind of crazy. We've got Duck, Travis, Krista and Omid. Now, obviously, because we had an extra character, we obviously have because we got a character added, now got an extra character, because obviously in the actual version it's Omid, Krista, and Clementine. But now we have an extra character, so this is so random, but it does kind of work in a sense, because we've got Duck, right, and he's like a kid, just like Clem was. So I don't know. It's a wacky fucking story, but maybe it kind of works. I don't know. And Lee's like, yo, you have to protect Duck. That's what Shawn would have wanted. That's what Andre would have wanted. That's what Glenn would have wanted. That's what Clem would have wanted, right? So, yeah. Crazy ass ending to that. Now we have 400 days. Now we can just copy and paste it. Well, we can add these back in a minute because it's not gonna hurt us. So we're gonna have to keep it simple, and we're gonna add all the 400 days characters. Okay. Now I'm gonna add them all, and this is gonna determine their placement. So we obviously have Bree now too. So currently alive, we're gonna add Bree. She's also now a character, I guess. Shell. And I'm going to allow Becca, because she's the only non-playable, I'm going to allow her to be the safe choice. So whatever happens, Becca survives. So we've got Vince. We've got Bree. We've got Wyatt. We've got Shell. We've got Bonnie. We've got Russell. Russell, I think, right? Am I missing any? Like I said, we're not adding Becca. I think that's everyone then. I think that's everyone. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to hit this shuffle, and whatever list, I'm going to hit it 3 times, and then whatever list, like order, it puts it in, it's going to be our final order. So you ready? 1, 2, 3. So Bonnie is going to be 1, Vince is 2, Bree is 3, Shell is 4, Wyatt's 5, Russell's 6, okay? That's what number they are. Oh, actually, that doesn't matter. I did it differently in the end. So, roll a dice. How many characters are coming with Tavia? The rest die to zombies. So, we have to roll a dice. How many characters are coming with Tavia? 3. Only 3 of them. So, only 3 of them are coming. Actually, fuck it. We'll add Becca. It doesn't matter. We'll add Becca. Only 3 characters are coming with Tavia. So, what 3 characters are coming? Are going to die to zombies, sadly. So the first character coming with Tavia. No, not her. Please, not Bonnie. Not Bonnie. No, why? Bonnie's coming with Tavia. The next character to come with Tavia is... Where are you, Bonnie? Disappears for a bit. Shell. Shell also comes. I will actually allow a 4th person, because technically there were 6 people. There were 7 people because Bree came, and I think just to let that decision have an impact still, I think I'm going to allow 1 extra person. So it's free. It's like a free plus. It's like a free with a +1 modifier. Think of it like that. So Shell's coming too. So we're going to roll 2 more. We got a 3rd one from the dice roll, which is going to be Russell, and then finally. We are going to add... Wait, did I remove Shell? It was Shell, wasn't it? I didn't remove her. Oopsie. Finally, we're going to have our +4 modifier. And Russell, wasn't it? It was Russell, wasn't it? Yeah. Our +4 modifier. Who is the bonus character who gets to come? Damn, it's Bree. Okay. Well, it was Bree who caused the +1 modifier, so that probably feels right. So, because of that, there was 5 of them, right? 3, 4, 5? I don't even know. Anyway, the rest die. So, Bree disappears. So that basically means that Vince dies, Wyatt dies, and Becca dies. All 3 of them, they die to zombies. Okay? And then the characters who make it to, head with Tavia... Where is Tavia? The head with Tavia is Shell, is Bonnie, Shell, Russell, and Bree. So those 4 characters make it. And obviously, Shell's going to be very upset because poor old what's her name, Becca, did not make it. So that is our final team. We've got Bree heading to not Crawford, the fucking House Hardware, or whatever the fuck it's called. So yeah, now we can delete this one because we don't need that again. So we can add both Duck, Krista, Omid and Travis to our list again, because we're on to season 2. We've done our 400 days. So, which one's come with Tavia? Oh. Roll dice. Oh yeah, I already did that. So redo the wheel, add, the 3-4 survivors. So we've added those. So spin for Omid's death. So who gets Omid's death? Now this could completely change the course of this entire fucking season right here. Let's see. Because if it's Duck, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Okay, do you know what? Omid's a real one. He got his leg injury and he also got his death. So Omid just gets his normal death. How it is. Nothing's changed there. So... see you later, Omid. It's been nice knowing you. Now, for the Krista one... who kills Michelle in revenge? So, which character is the person to shoot Michelle in revenge for poor old Omid? It's actually Travis. Travis shoots Michelle in revenge for Omid. Crazy. I can't believe Travis... So, anyway, there is like a fake-out death, basically. You have someone who, obviously, Krista kind of dies off screen. Now, we never see Krista again, and some people think that she is alive. She probably survived. But, to be honest with you, like, because we never find out, I'm just going to say she dies off screen, just for the purposes of this video. So, who gets the Krista death? Who's killed by this horrible bandit people? Okay, brilliant. I love it. So, Duck, who is the child character, is dead. So, poor old Duck, unfortunately, is killed, and these two end up going down the river together. So they kill the fucking child that they were all trying to protect, but maybe Krista is like, I'm going to keep you alive, Travis. You're a child too, kind of. Travis is like, what, like 17? So they lose murderous Duck. He was too ready for this world, and they go down the river together as a duo, and they wash up together on the shore, and eventually they find Sam. Now, is Sam a bastard? So, heads, he is, and tails, he's not a bastard. So, heads, he's a bastard, tails, he's not. Heads, he's a bastard. Sadly, Sam bites either Travis or Krista. Well, actually, which one is bitten by Sam? It's Krista. No, it's Travis. Travis is bitten by the dog. And also another thing, Krista, of course, lost her baby in the miscarriage. Like, she had a miscarriage and lost her baby as well. So that's something kind of interesting. She's like probably super depressed. Like, she's lost Omid, she lost her baby, and now she's lost Duck. On top of that, she has Travis, and maybe, you know, she did save Travis at the end of episode 5, but it's you know, it's pretty hard for her. She's not currently like doing so great. So yeah, Krista's like pretty fucked. She's like, why am I Travis of all people? This is insane. So Travis is also bitten, and Krista's like, yeah, he's not bitten. But anyway, a bunch of these randos who join do not believe. So we of course have to add a bunch of new characters here. So we add Luke, Sarah, Carlos. Who else are we adding? Rebecca, Alvin, Nick, and Pete. So, perfect. Anyway, of course, we have the whole still not bitten. I guess it's from Travis now instead of Clementine. Travis like, still not bitten. It's kind of funny. Our character literally dies like 5 seconds after he's introduced, has made it this far. But who gets the PF? So obviously you can save Pete or Nick, but it doesn't really matter because Pete dies regardless. So who gets the Pete death? It's actually Alvin who gets the Pete death. Crazy. So bye, Alvin. See you later. It's been nice knowing you for like 10 seconds. We have to actually add all these guys to the thing first, but yeah, just add them quickly. So Alvin unfortunately gets Pete's death, so he dies at the end of the episode. So after all that death, that's kind of crazy. So now we have episode 2. Obviously everyone leaves because Carver shows up, but who kills I guess Travis is the one that Sarah's like trying to befriend. Sarah's like, yo, Travis, be my friend, please. Or maybe it's Sarah's trying to befriend Krista because it's like, you're like my mom or something, right? Maybe it's like that. She's like, you're like my mom. And Krista, actually, this is kind of interesting because Krista obviously like maybe Krista was having a girl as well, and like Sarah, I don't know, there could be something there, right? Travis is kind of too old. It's just someone she's like helping protect. But maybe there is like a little bit of a bond between her and Sarah. Like it's like another chance for her to, keep someone safe. But of course we have the who kills Matthew. So the person to shoot Matthew on the bridge, and then obviously he falls to his death. It's actually Sarah. That is interesting. So I guess Sarah got hold of a gun. She's trying to maybe... no, I like this. Krista's probably like telling Sarah, like, yo, you got to protect yourself. You got to learn how to survive, etc. That's what, Clementine didn't do that. Duck went too far. Like Duck was too risky. Like Clementine was not enough. Like you got to find a good middle ground. And maybe that's like Sarah kills Matthew. Kind of like reflecting like what Duck was. That was sort of crazy and, pretty murderous because Duck was a little menace. And Carlos is obviously going to be crazy mad about that, like angry at Krista. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Now, I don't like Walter and Sarita too. And of course, Sarita. And of course, we have to add Ben. Because now, Ben... Wait. Yeah. No. Molly. No, not Ben. It's Molly, isn't it? Messed up. Ben was Lilly. Molly shows up. So, yeah, Molly's like, oh my god, I thought you were dead. And Molly's barely a character, really, but she's like, yo, she joins the group. So she is obviously, I guess Molly was with Sarita. Molly and Sarita were a couple. They're together. And Molly reunites with Krista. I mean, I guess Krista's probably quite happy to see it, as is Travis, but... I mean, they really don't know each other, so it's not as big of a reunion as the Kenny reunion, let's be honest, but it's something. There you go, Molly's alive again. That's kind of cool. And then, does Walter forgive the killer? Heads he forgives, tails he doesn't. So heads he forgives, tails he doesn't. So my whole Sarah thing was just for fucking nothing, because Walter doesn't save her, and Sarah gets eaten by walkers. Ooh. Now, I don't know do I allow myself to have one veto? Because I think this kind of ruins the story for me. I'm gonna allow myself. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna allow myself to do one veto, and I'm doing the veto. All right. We're gonna spin. We're gonna spin best of. Okay. So we get another heads. Is it another tails? Another tails. Okay. Best of 5. Another tails. Another tails. Best of 6. It's a heads. It's a tails. Fuck it. All right. Fine. I tried my best to be. Fuck you. Fuck you, RNG. All right. So yeah, Sarah's dead. Walter does not forgive her. Damn. And anyway, spin for Walter's death. Who is shot by Carver. William Carver, of course, comes and he shoots someone to get everyone to come out, and he shoots Luke in the back of the head. So Luke is already dead. Luke did nothing. He's dead. So that's the Walter death. And then, so now heads. So obviously, spin for Alvin's death. Okay, so who could be getting the Alvin death, or like shot by Carver after shooting Walter? Oh, I need to remove Sarah. It's Krista. Oh, no. No. Okay, so now I have to flip a coin, I think. So who's our Kenny? Our Kenny is Molly. So does Molly? So heads, Molly shoots. Tails, she doesn't. Oh, thank God. So Molly just surrenders and is captured along with everyone. And luckily, Krista does not get shot in the back of the head by Carver. So next we add Jane, Reggie, and Mike. Jane, Reggie, and Mike. Awesome. There they are. Mike, Jane, and Reggie. Awesome. So our group's quite big now. So of course we have to spin for the Reggie death. So Reggie's only just came here, but he's already killed by Carver. So who gets the Reggie death? That makes no sense. Come on. I guess. What? Okay, so I had a failsafe for this. So Rebecca, Carver gets really pissed off at Rebecca and chucks her off, and of course inadvertently kills his own child as well, or someone who might be his child. I guess actually I think they said it's Alvin's child, right? But yeah, kills Alvin, kills the baby as well. So yeah, both are dead. Maybe Rebecca literally says like, yeah, and the baby's definitely not yours because I don't know. I was on the pill the whole time when I was shagging you, and then oh, you woman, and then chucks her off the building. Of course, killing the unborn babies as well. Or maybe because she's quite pregnant, maybe she dies and she turns, and then the baby. Actually, do you know what? It's a premature birth. I'm doing this, okay? You ready? Because the baby's born the next episode. Well, it's a couple of episodes later anyway. Literally next episode, because this is episode 3, of course. I'm going to allow it. I think we're going to keep AJ alive. It's a premature birth, okay? The baby is born. And the baby is born early. Carver sees it and he's like, that's not my baby. It doesn't look like my baby. And he kills Rebecca for it, right? There you go. So the death's very different. We've moved it. We've moved it around. So, okay. So who's our Bonnie? So we of course have our 400 days characters. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think we'll add Tavia. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So who's the character who feels sympathetic and wants to help our characters out? So let's go. 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Russell. Okay. So Russell is the character who feels sympathetic for our characters. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to help you guys get out of this jam you're in. So we're going to have to add Russell to our list of names. Awesome. Russell? I don't know how you spell it. No, it's not Russell, is it? Russell, right? I think it's how you spell it. Who cares? Anyway. Add said character. Now we have to spin for Alvin's death if Kenny didn't shoot. And of course, Kenny didn't shoot, so we do need to for this death. Who gets the Alvin death? No. He's been here since season 1. We've already lost Travis, so poor Krista. Krista's just getting tormented, man. She sees the death of Travis. Okay, and I think Krista, she has the baby now, because Alvin and... Yeah, no, I like this, okay? I like this. Krista, of course, has a connection to Alvin, because, you know, she lost her baby, she lost Duck, she lost her baby, she lost Clementine. You know, she never even knew Clementine, actually. Well, barely knew. No, she wouldn't have known her. She never met her. But she lost Duck, she lost her baby. Okay, and she also lost Sarah as well. Like, she wanted to protect Sarah, and Sarah, of course, died. And so now she's like, okay, this one, next one's the charm. She now lost Travis too. She's looking after the baby. Travis is like a fucking devastating death for her. Yeah, she's not happy when she finds Travis has been tortured and killed. And so I'm really hoping she does kill Carver. I've got a bonus one here just as a meme. Does Hank reform and help everyone else escape? So Hank's just a random character who like can show up if Alvin isn't dead. But I just want to add him as for the meme. So does Hank reform? What is it? It says tails he does, heads he don't. Tails he does. Hank helps as well. Awesome. We gotta add Hank. I just want to add a meme. I like adding memes, okay? Like fun, like Wayne Dunlap and shit like that. Okay, so Hank has joined, okay? Hank for the win. Hank has joined our group. So what next do we have? Oh, we have Who Kills Carver. So this has got to be Krista. I hope it's Krista. I really hope. Please. Please, God. No, it's not. It's going to be Jane. Aww. So Jane kills Carver. Krista, I guess, beats Krista to it. Maybe Krista's pretty mad. But yeah, Carver is killed by goddamn Jane. Next we have the Troy death. Who shoots Troy in the dick and leaves him for the dead? It's Walter. Okay. Interesting, but let's go with it. So Walter shoots Troy in the dick and leaves him for death. And then we'll also just add, like, Who Kills Tavia as well on top of that. Because why not? I know Tavia kind of dies sort of off screen, like you can kind of see her getting eaten. But oh, it's Russell. Actually, that kind of works. He's like, yo, you promised us a safe community. This ain't safe. So yeah, Russell kills Tavia on top of that. And then as well, we'll do who kills the other 400 Days characters. So the rest of the 400 Days characters, including Bree, who obviously I guess they've reunited with too. Maybe Bree's like the ultimate baddie as well. So yeah, let's have Bree be like, because she's like pissed. So yeah, who kills Bree? Now it has to be Molly or Krista, please, because they've only got personal beefs. Oh, Sarita, whatever. Well, actually, Sarita and Molly are a couple, so I think that works. Okay, maybe Bree's about to kill Molly, and Sarita comes in and saves her. And then who else have we got? Bonnie? Oh, please, yes. Who kills Bonnie? It's Pete who kills Bonnie. And then finally, who kills Shell? It's Jane. Alrighty. So Jane kills Shell. Awesome. So we've just wiped out the 400 Days characters as well. Because why not? Anyway, our group is pretty wild. Oh, shit. I probably add Alvin Jr. I forgot. Oh, well. He's been spared a few deaths. But that's okay. Anyway, who... Actually, no, he's not been spared for anything. Oh, no, Alvin's death, I guess he was spared for. But who gets the Carlos death? So who is shot whilst escaping and is killed by walkers? No, not Hank. No! So we've already lost Hank. That is brutal. Poor old Hank. He helped us escape as well, but he unfortunately did not make it. And then finally, who gets the Sarita death? I'm going to say, because she's bitten, but she dies regardless, so who cares? So we'll just call it a death here. It's Jane. After helping everyone, I don't think anyone's going to really care about that anyway. So Jane dies, and everyone's like, well, she was just some girl who helped us escape, so whatevs. She's dead. So we've lost Jane. So our group is kind of crazy, actually. Kind of crazy. So we've got Krista looking after, obviously, Alvin Jr. We've got Molly, who's like our Kenny. We've got Carlos, Pete, Nick is still alive. I know one of my subscribers will be particularly happy. We've got Sarita, who's obviously with Molly. Walter, who's still mourning the death of his whatever. Not his kid, sorry, his fucking boyfriend. Russell, who's our Bonnie. We've got Mike as well, who's just tagging along. We've also got Reggie, kind of funnily enough. And Troy. Oh wait, Troy's dead. Who killed Troy again? Someone killed Troy, but yeah, Troy's dead. Why was Troy there? Put him in the wrong place. But yeah, we got an interesting little group here. Moving forward, though, we of course have the if Walter forgave the killer, spin for Nick's death, right? And Walter didn't forgive the killer, so we don't need to do that. So we have to spin instead for Sarah's death, who eventually is too scared, unable to leave, and gets the Sarah death. Okay. I think Russell's two S's, actually. It's Russell. So Russell is too scared to leave. He panics, and unfortunately, he is left for dead by, I guess, Krista. Krista's our main character now, right? Yeah. So Krista leaves Russell for dead, and yeah, he don't make it. Or actually, I guess, or maybe alternatively, during the thing, maybe she does save him. Sarah dies. He can either die if she's left for dead, or of course if the platform collapses. But on, I guess the platform collapses probably makes more sense for Russell, because I don't imagine he'd be like too scared to leave. So yeah, maybe the platform collapses and that's how he dies. Sorry, yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, add Alvin Jr. We've already added him. We broke that rule, but oh well. Spin for Rebecca's death. So of course Rebecca is already dead, but who basically gets hypothermia, maybe, and slowly kind of gets pretty ill and slowly dies. Yeah, that could work. Maybe his arm gets infected, you know, because obviously he was amputated. Maybe his amputation is kind of infected. Reggie collapses whilst obviously the group are all with, bump into the Russians. And then, of course, big shootout with the Russians. Oh, but also, who leaves? Who was the person who left beforehand? So this is the Jane, who decided to bounce from the group, deciding it wasn't good for them anymore. Oh, it's Sarita. I guess she kind of broke up with Molly. Yeah, she broke up with Molly. She's like, yo, Molly, I'm too crazy. You're too crazy. I'm going to disappear for a bit. Obviously, she'll come back straight after anyway, so don't worry. But yeah. Anyway, which Russian survives and joins us? So 1 is Avro, 2 is Natasha, 3 is Vitaly, 4 is Buriko, and 5 is spin for one more, so more than one, and 6 means no Russians at all. So which Russian is going to join the group for a bit? It's 1. Which is just Avro, I think, right? Very boring. Okay. So we're going to have to add Avro. It's just as it comes. Avro. Is it Avro? 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 Or whatever. Doesn't really matter if I'm spelling it wrong. Anyway. But next we have to see who kills all the other Russians. So first... Who kills... So Avro's joined our group, I guess, technically, kind of. Who kills Buriko? It's Pete. Pete kills Buriko. Awesome. Oh, no, I don't need to remove Pete. Oh, no, wrong thing. Who kills Natasha, which is obviously Avro's sister? It's Krista. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, actually. And then finally, who kills Avro's Vitaly, Avro's mate? It's Sarita. Ah, perfect. That actually works because Vitaly's killed by Jane. Yeah, Sarita comes back. Of course, she rejoins the group, and she kills Vitaly. That's how she introduces her. Yo, I'm here. Anyway, spin for Luke's death. So eventually, obviously, Avro leads them to the cabin. They head across the frozen lake. And of course, someone is going to fall in and die at the frozen lake, sadly. And that person, unfortunately, no, is Molly. Oh, I hate that. So Molly falls through and dies. And of course, what do we have? Who will spin for another death? Oh, okay. Heads, there is another death. Tails, there isn't. So this is for the Bonnie death. Heads, there's another death. There is another death. Uh-oh. So now we have to spin for the Bonnie death as well. Someone else is dying in the frozen lake too. Not just Molly. This does not work. I have to spin again. I realise this just does... Well, actually, could it work? Yeah, actually, no. Do you know what? No, I think it can work. So Avro also falls in. Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll have to adapt. So Avro falls in too. He dies as well, whilst trying to flee the others. So that no one really cares about him dying, of course. Now, if there's a Russian left, spin twice. If there is no Bonnie death. Wait, who leaves with the Russian? If there is a Russian left, spin twice if there is no Bonnie death. But I don't account for what happens if there's no Russian. So I think in this scenario, we need to come up with some bullshit. Okay, are you ready? So I think Krista probably was pretty arse mad about Avro, right? Along with Kenny, she's looking after the baby, she's caring for the baby. And I think probably on her side is probably... I don't know, well, I guess we're deciding that, right? So I don't think Krista and Alvin Jr. can leave with the currently, so we'll just take them off because I think that makes zero sense. But basically, who is going to leave with the Russian? And I'm actually going to spin twice regardless. I know there was a Bonnie death, but I'm going to spin twice anyway. Because this isn't who's leaving with the Russian. This is who's fractured and wants to just leave the group. So these people of the group are stealing the truck and they're stealing a bunch of supplies and they're just leaving Krista and Alvin Jr. and the rest. I'm going to spin for 2 because I just think that makes sense. So it's Pete. And on top of that, it's Pete and who else? Mike and Pete. Okay, so Mike and Pete have decided to leave. Okay, so I'm going to have to make this work. So Mike and Pete decided to leave. They are done with this group. And I think actually they probably do steal I think they probably take the baby. They're looking after the baby. They think Krista's crazy. I think Nick's probably gone down like a dark path too, and Pete just doesn't see his nephew the same way anymore. Walter probably just is, they just don't want Walter. Sarita obviously is on Krista's side because Molly was on Krista's side, and of course Carlos is just like broken. So they're like leaving with the kid. Pete, Mike, and leaving, and Mike's like, I don't want to leave Nick, but I just he's gonna get this kid killed, this baby killed. We just want to protect him, whatever it may be. And then of course, something like that. And then someone is gonna get an extra death. Now they're basically in the PS3 version of the Telltale Season 2. There was an option for Clementine to kill Mike, and then it was removed. So I'm gonna add like an extra death here just to cut the cast down a bit. Wait. This doesn't count. I want to add back Mike and Pete first, actually. This does not count. Mike and Pete. So I'm adding a little bonus. So yeah, we're going to have a bonus death here just to kind of cut the cast. And then it's Mike. Oh, wait. It's going to be one of them. It's Mike. Okay, awesome. So Mike is shot and killed by, I guess, Krista. Kills Mike. And then Pete abandons the child, right? They manage to get the child back, and Pete leaves the group in disgrace, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I think that probably happens. I think another person has to leave though, because this makes no sense. Who else leaves with Pete? Wait. Oh no, I've messed up. No. I don't need to. I guess Walter does. Oh, no, that makes no sense. Do you know what? Fuck it. Right, get rid of Pete. Add back Alvin Jr. Add back Krista. Okay, we'll roll with this. We'll roll with it. Okay, we're not gonna get rid of anyone else. We got Carlos here as well. Yeah, Carlos. Yeah. So there should be here. Right, we're gonna roll with it. So Pete just ran off on his own. He felt ashamed, and he just ran off into the woods. Okay. Who is the big showdown between? Spin twice if needed. Okay. So the showdown is, of course, be between a few people. Someone disagrees with how to care for the baby. It's Walter. So the big showdown is between Walter and Carlos. They are going to be fighting, and Krista has to shoot one of them. This is fucked. Okay, this is fucked. It started off quite well, and then now it's just devolved into what the fuck's going on. So the big showdown is between Carlos and Walter. Okay, and then flip a coin for who kills who. Wait, flip a coin for who kills who. Okay, yeah. So heads, Walter wins. Tails, Carlos wins. Heads, Walter. Tails, Carlos. Heads, Walter wins. So Walter kills Carlos. And then we've got another one for does Clem, or whoever is Clem, kill the other? Flip a coin. Heads, Krista kills Walter. She does. She also shoots Walter. Okay. She's in disgrace. So in the end, the final group is Krista, along with Alvin Jr. and Sarita and Nick. What a random group. Obviously, Nick is pretty upset because Pete ran away. Yeah, but he's just chilling. He's the last one left from the cabin group. It's kind of crazy, apart from Pete, who's obviously fucked off. Yeah, it's kind of random. Krista is the new protagonist, I guess, even though she only showed up in episode 3 of season 1, but she's like the new character. This was pretty mental. Now, if you want to see episode 3, because we could do episode 3, and I think what we'd do, we'd probably just have to include any characters who are alive. Oh wait, actually, we probably could have to do. We're gonna have to probably kill Sarita or Nick, one of them at the very least, in an ending. Should we decide what ending we got? Oh, that's a good idea actually. Let's decide what ending we got. So this isn't included in my thing, so maybe I should add it. So what ending? So we're gonna have to have on your own. Right. Wait. We'll do this on the wheel. On your own. Wellington. Arrive at Wellington, but say nah. Wellington, but split up. And then we've got with Jane, so like house. I don't know, like we've basically killed the equivalent of Kenny and Jane, but because we've got extra characters, we can do this. House hardware. The two house hardware are the same, so pretty much they don't really matter. So we've got we need to do that on this. So we've got on your own, in Wellington, turned away from Wellington, and then house hardware. Okay, so this is like we are technically doing like season 3 stuff here, but I'm gonna count those like flashbacks because I remember those flashbacks pretty well. We've got season 3 flashbacks. Let's do that as well. Let's add them. Okay, I just to make it interesting. So which are we gonna get? Oh no! Oh no! So that I guess means okay. Heads, Krista dies. Tails, she just disappears. Heads, she dies. Tails, she disappears. Tails, she disappears. And Nick, heads, he dies. Tails, he disappears. Oh, okay. So both Krista and Nick just disappear, I guess, and Krista and Alvin are left on their own. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Do you know what? Forget the flashback thing. I don't like that shit. I think we, in a sense, they're on their own. Does need to die here, so yeah. I think we'll keep them there. So season 3, obviously Alvin's not there. Alvin Jr.'s been like kidnapped or whatever the fuck, right? But Krista, Nick, and Sarita, they will basically be Clem. There'll be a 3-in-1 version of Clem. So instead of Javi finding Clem, he finds Krista, Nick, and Sarita. They're like a dream team, okay? And they're all looking for AJ because they all want to look after AJ. They all have their reasons for looking after AJ. Krista does because she lost her baby and she's lost Duck. She lost Travis and she feels, like she wants to be that motherly figure. Nick does because he's like Alvin's like the last remnant of the cabin group, and of course Pete wanted nothing more than to keep Alvin Jr. alive, and so Nick, but in his own twisted way, so Nick kind of wants to do the right thing and look after the kid properly and find the kid, and Sarita does because, I don't know, Sarita just likes children. Or maybe, I don't know, like Molly, like Sarita feels a sort of kindred spirit to, because she was in love with Molly, and Molly was hers, and of course now Molly's gone, and Krista's there, but Molly was loyal to Krista, so Sarita feels that she should be loyal to Krista too. So that's what we'll do for season 3 going forward. But let me know if you want to see that, and then eventually we could do season 3 and we could do season 4. We can have some cool deaths there, and maybe the story will be completely changed again. Who knows? But this was a wild rewrite for Telltale. Definitely turned out kind of crazy, and it's kind of crazy that there was some like just normal death. Like Lee got his death. His normal death, and Omid got his normal death, although very different, obviously different scenarios, but same sort of death. But yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts. What did you think of it? And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.